We are live with a brand new game called Goblin-Orc Nation Liberation.
No, just
Session.
Goblin Nation Liberation.
You
Don't
gotta
put
no.
orc
There's
in there.
orcs. There's orcs that need to be freed. Well, I guess you could literally ignore the orcs when you liberate things, I guess, but
Be kind of weird to turn your back on your own kind, but okay.
yeah. So the premise of this game, in sense, is you guys through this session are going to come together and hopefully decide that you want to help free your fellow goblinoid orcish kin, as there is some sort of giant shenanigery going on where the giants have somewhat enslaved a bunch of your people in one way or another. You're not like chains and locked up. Sometimes you are, but most of the time you're more of like you take orders or you die kind of thing, which is the wild goblin and orc society-ish kind of has always been like that. The toughest orc or goblin is usually the leader of your tribe. You listen to them or you fight, or you leave and you live in cities, which is kind of what I wanted to hear where each of your characters come from. If you haven't thought about it, you can just think about it
now.
Yeah, and decide, or if you want to come to it later, you can. But essentially, what I would like to know is, are you a civilized, do you live in a city, goblin, orc person, or are you from a tribe? Where do you imagine your character coming from? And
John,
yeah.
I'm concerned that you're saying city equals civilized. That's very problematic.
You don't
Well,
have to be
I'm gonna
civilized. You would be aware of like cities and how to operate in them without causing a ruckus kind of thing.
I'm gonna argue Whitney's point and John's point at the same time.
This isn't
I
like Garcia, right?
I'm Akozira. I was a prisoner of the filthy humans that live in the city of Rachel. I had to work hard for them every day, moving boxes, fighting enemies that would come towards the border. And then one day, an army of goblins showed up and freed me from my captors in this giant near castle on the outskirts of Rachel. I found it necessary that I escape from these captors' establishment as quickly as possible. The goblins wanted to take over. They themselves wanted to enslave me as well. I did not want it to be that way. Tired of slavery. No one else will enslave me. I cut about 20 of them down as I fled. They were in the way. I found my way out. I found my way to civilization. Eventually, some people took me in, told me about this group that was working on things to solve things. But within months, once again, more came to enslave. More came to enslave. I had to cut people down as I left, made my way out to the mines, managed to survive, but for how long? But then a dwarf came to me, asked me if I wanted to cut more down. Yes, I said, I will cut more down. I will bring these lands back to our people. Here I am, looking at these three others, wondering if the dwarf had made a good decision.
All of that is fine, X the last part. None of you have met Ronald yet.
Okay.
But yes. Anyone else want to give a little introduction for your character, where you come from? And it's okay if you haven't thought of it. You have time to think about it. Just let me know if you already had an idea or you want to talk about it now, or else I will start where you guys are and all that. And you'll flesh out as the session goes on.
So, my character's name is Dot. If you ask, that's all she says, is that her name is Dot. She doesn't really go much into her past a whole lot. She's been on her own for a very long time, and she's kind of had to fight, steal, do whatever she could to survive. She is an alchemist. She happened to steal from, I guess you could say, the wrong or maybe the right shop. And in order to pay off her debt, then she had to work in the shop. And they taught her to, basically they were teaching her the trade of alchemy. So once she paid off her debt, she's kind of she likes to wander around doing odd jobs to survive. And she will work with others, but she just isn't, sociable unless she has to for like a job or work or something like that.
And sorry, did you say what city you want to be from, or you're just in a city?
I kind of was thinking Geffen, but I mean, if it needs to be like a southern, yeah.
No,
but
you can be from you can be in Geffen. That's fine.
She's totally the kind of person that she wanders off all the time, so she would definitely, have set out when she could to explore that kind of thing.
Yeah. Any thoughts for other players?
Can you remind me what Komodo is like?
Komodo is a very beachfront kind of easygoing city. Or not really a city, it's more like a village. There's a lot of like in and out from other cities to do labor and stuff there, but it's not like, it's a very like free-flowing kind of place. Any
So
specifics
that's an area where tribes would be from?
If you want to be from like a wild tribe, it would be from like wilderness areas. So the mountain ranges, any of the open forests, you could be from anywhere of those. They don't have official names on the map. I can bring you to your map actually, so you can look at it. So any like open forest or mountain range that you wish, you could be from if you want to be from just like a random tribe.
No, Katara's from Komodo.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to reload my game. None of the maps are coming up for me at all.
Oh. It may
Weird.
take a second, but...
No, if it loaded and then it's not generating anything, I just have the blank background. I think it's been doing this for the last couple of days.
Weird.
The last couple of times I've been in here, so I think it's just my client.
That is weird.
Yeah.
But what is it, Katara? Katara? Katara?
Katara. Yes, named
from the
after a shelter cat that I met.
Oh, it's also a girl from the water
From
tribe.
Avatar?
Yeah. But anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When I googled Katara, what came up was like some family board game.
Catan.
I was like, okay, whatever.
No, Katara is a board game.
Oh. Well, you're also from the water tribe. But Komodo. So yeah, what's your... so you want to be from Komodo, so you're a city/village half-orc. So what's your
Yes.
life kind of like? Were you just doing your own thing while this civil war was unfolding, or what were you doing? What do you imagine you were doing?
Yeah, I was seeing it from the sidelines, kind of. So I'm the youngest in a very big family, and it meant like I was, kind of, I don't know, like a pest or an annoyance, and so I had to like make sure that I could take care of myself because, nobody wanted the little half-orc running around under their feet. And I never really got like the kind of, attention that I wanted. Like I want to feel special, but when you're like the 15th kid, like it's not it's not necessarily in the cards. So I learned both to, be able to keep myself entertained. So I always have a pack of cards with me. I play a lot of solo games and try and get matches with others when I can, but I also, learn to handle situations with other people as needed to make sure I could, get my needs met. So the Civil War, I kind of, saw it from the sidelines, and I heard things from people in and out of, town, but it wasn't something that was directly impacting me as I was growing up. But I thought this would be a way to be special if I can help, in this fight where I can make a difference and help other people be free, then maybe other people will like me.
Quite possibly.
You special to me.
Aww.
Aww. What
You're
about
Are your
biased.
characters together?
Yes.
Oh.
Steven doesn't know how to not date me.
Okay. That's a
I
little...
didn't date you last game.
Or did you?
Ronald's end goal was to end up making it with a golem. He loved metal that much.
Damn.
He was so metal, he wanted to make babies with it.
So what I
I
was
don't think
hearing
that's
is...
how you make baby golem.
So, Katara's from Komodo, but you were from, like, the Rachel area, so how did you guys eventually meet, or did you guys already meet and you just have, like, a long-distance thing for now?
And definitely not long distance.
Sorry, where is our group meeting up again?
You don't know that yet. I'm getting to
Oh,
that
okay.
once I get information from
Okay.
everyone.
So, I would have heard kind of through the grapevine that, obviously these issues were happening, and so I would have made my way to somewhere I thought could be helpful, and I think that's where we would have met.
So
Okay.
like as the orcs were being thrown out of Rachel, you started making your way there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're from Komodo, but you're now in the Rachel area. Okay. Gotcha. What about, is it Gamax? Gamax?
Gamax.
Gamax.
Gigantamax.
Yeah, Gigantamax, obviously. No, that's only when I'm big.
Oh, okay.
This are you at Six Flags, right?
Not that either.
Did you have any thoughts of their story?
Current thoughts floating through my brain from Rachel left during the whole like conscription thing of all the like goblins and orcs and everything. And so I escaped out to the mines where I've just been biding my time.
Okay, that works.
Just a point of order, my character is much wider. I'm a broad girl.
Wider than what?
He's got my character there, and it should be wider. I should be like, "Roar."
Like that?
There we go. There we go. Yeah,
She thick.
she thick.
All right.
Whitney, is your character a boy?
No, female.
Okay, just making sure. Don't want to misgender anybody.
Oh, you're fine to misgender my character. If you call her male, female, whatever, they will still respond.
I was gonna have a male character, and then Steven's like, "Why do you only play male
Because we
characters?" And I was
agreed
like, "Fine."
to us both being female for this one.
I don't even remember that, but
I know.
I'm gonna
of
mess
course
that
you
up
don't.
a bunch, I assume. Jess and Michelle, are both your characters different?
Mine's female.
Okay. Michelle,
Mine uses he or they pronouns. Either
he
or.
or they? You know what would
not
help?
the
Their
ones that
gender.
I use, which is very unhelpful for you, I'm sure.
Well, it would help if you guys can put your character's pronouns maybe in brackets next to your character name, so I can always...
Just call me whatever you want.
Sure.
That's why I did the whole thing. You can say he, you can say she. It does not matter.
how do I do that, John?
In your character name, you can just edit it and just put like brackets.
Oh, you just mean in like on my
yeah,
character
just so I can, when I hover over it, if I forget, I can look at it and say, oh yeah, that's what it is.
sheet.
Yeah,
So
that-
woke of us. Using pronouns, I love it.
Well, I just don't want to be constantly corrected.
Oh, you
when
mean
I
like
do
you've
it
done
wrong.
all the time with all my male characters?
I was pretty good. I think I was like
Ooh.
90% accuracy. I think on that.
Oh, okay. Let's roll back the
Okay,
tape. on
let's-
that
We
one.
let's-
should. I think
John-
Steve messed it up more than me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I definitely messed up more than you, but let's consider, Whitney, that during this game, he's actively staring at somebody who uses she pronouns.
And
It's very difficult then when you're referring to something that isn't visually what you're looking at.
I mean, visually, I'm not like a fucking goblin either. Like,
Yeah. That's why sometimes he'll forget that you're an orc. Just like you just forgot you were an orc and called yourself a goblin.
True, you misspecied yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wasn't talking about this character.
That's
Also,
as
I'm a
bad as
half-orc,
misgendering.
not an orc.
Orc, half orc, same difference.
No.
It's all
different
same.
difference.
All right.
Not same.
Before we get started, where you hop into character, I need to give you guys a slight suggestion to trust me. And don't panic or freak out or...
I trust you, bro.
Oh, it's the pterodactyl or
boy.
whatever you were saying, Jess, right?
Yeah, the
Tarrasque.
Drask.
A little faith
Not
is all I'm
pterodactyl.
asking. As I look for the appropriate music. This is the appropriate music.
Just have trust you, bro guarantee.
So all of you are being... you kind of groggily open your eyes and you are all chained in this wooden, apparently wagon. It's like bumping on the road. Your items are all gone. You have nothing on you. You're in basic, just like tattered clothing. And I'm bringing you to a map.
Already
still
trying to
have
fuck
my
us over,
arm?
John.
What's that?
Oh, sure, you can have up to wealth by level gear, but it's gone.
Do I still have my arm?
Is it detachable?
Is it attached to one of each?
You can technically take it off somehow and upgrade it because there are rules in your thing for replacing it. It says an artificer can recreate his golem arm with other materials by spending 1 day and paying an additional 50% of the materials used for the creation of the golem arm.
Okay, yeah. So they've taken your arm. They apparently know about
Shit.
Golem. Someone knows about Golem Fist, and they've. Well, you don't know where it is. Your arm is missing, I guess, is what you
Right.
you wake up to find. Yeah, you guys are all awakened to struggling against these really enforced chains to these wooden planks. You shouldn't be able to move out of the wagon, but if you
I'm
can,
fucking with you.
Is the wagon moving?
it is moving. Obviously, the technology is not there where you should be moving.
No, I was just curious.
You feel it moving. The wagon's just like rocking, and you hear the horse trotting. And there are these other two people. Well, everyone you've never met, except for I guess the couple. You guys know each other, but the other two of you, all the rest of you don't know each other. And there's a goblin that's also locked up here, and another orc that is chained. And you guys wake up, and you're all together here. And this is where I would have got you to introduce yourselves a little, but you guys already kind of did that. But you guys can now, in character, converse with one another as you guys are moving along on this trail.
Where
You do-
Azrael put us?
What the fuck?
Azrael? What?
You guys can give me in checks as your memory starts to come back of how you got here.
I was always told Azrael swear word.
Sorry, you said int checks?
If you want to try to remember how you got here, you will in a few minutes, but you're kind of foggy on what happened. Ooh. Katara, you are the first one to realize what happened. You guys you said you, remind me, Ak-Oz-Ura.
Yes.
You were taking refuge in the mines at one point?
Yes.
Yeah, so one evening you guys were relaxing from your heavy, laborious mine work. You guys are a couple. You're in the forest, hanging out, eating something, when all of a sudden you were ambushed by a bunch of guards. More than you could take out with your strength. You
But I
slew...
cut down 10 of them.
You slew 3 of them, but
Lies.
the rest of them were
10.
able to apprehend you, and on charges of fleeing conscription, and I believe you yourself injected the lore that you escaped being an actual prisoner. So
Yes.
you were escaped prisoner, And Katara, you...
I was actually a slave to that one city that was liberated by goblins, or to that one place that was liberated, guy's house.
Yeah, and Katara, you were just seen as another person that they want to conscript, so they captured you as well as a couple, and you were both knocked out, and now you're waking up in this wagon.
I'm gonna try breaking my chain.
Yeah, give me a strength check. Try and break chains. While you do that,
Can I take 20 on it?
no.
Oh,
Very nice. Oh, that wasn't. That was.
Yeah, I'm also trying.
Yes. Dot, you travel frequently from your place in Geffen, but this time you weren't traveling that far. You didn't go south to Argarthia. But on one of your travels just outside the city, you were ambushed and captured by these Argarthians. I guess, did you take Common, Argarthia, and Maldonia? Whatever.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, you understood them, but they ambushed you and claimed you needed to serve in their armies to the south, and you were outnumbered. You had no chances of doing anything. You set a few of them on fire, but you were hopelessly apprehended. And Gamax, you were also captured in your attempt to flee conscription, is what they charge you with when they catch you in the mines. One of the raids that the city was able to do. All of you were able to take down a few of these guards, but they came with numbers here to recruit for the army. So all of you remember this wagon's headed to the front line of this civil war. You heard that the front lines deal with a frontal assault on Aldebaran against some person leading them, some gnome, some fancy pants gnome that everyone's kind of talking about. And you, through your current time here, you overhear some people outside, mostly human sounding, about how you're headed to the front line and these dirty goblins and orcs are going to be thrown in the fronts to soften the front for the humans to come in after. And you
Fuck
made some
that
strength
shit.
check. Let me check the strength needed to break chains. You guys can, as you're struggling against the chains, talk amongst each other to get to know each other if you want, or just ignore each other.
what are y'all in for?
I don't know. I was doing nothing wrong. Seriously, like I hadn't even stolen anything lately. Dot's also
Me
looking
neither.
around to see if there's anything flammable.
You're in a wooden cart. That's pretty flammable.
But I don't have a fire starter.
What about you, little one?
Oh, damn, you almost did it. You, the strength, Akos... How do I say your name?
Just call me Oz.
Oz. Oz, your chains...
No, that's confusing.
Your chains are everyone whoever made a strength check, I think it was only Katara. Yours barely budge, but yours a slight hairline crack kind of breaks on them as you kind of like struggle against them.
It's enough to let me keep
Could
at it.
I try an escape artist check instead of a strength check?
Let's read escape artist. Maybe. Let's see.
You really
Common
want to go by
uses.
Oz?
You can escape rope
Or
/
hero.
bindings. Yeah, give me escape artist check.
Because I know I have no prayer of getting a strength check.
Sure. No, yeah, these are on tight.
Or I think a good pet name is Cozy.
Cozy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
you're
middle of
so
my name.
cozy. I can call you Cozy in private, but in public I call you by your full damn name.
Okay. I would like to try again.
Sure. Is anyone else talking to one another?
I asked the little one where he was from, but he didn't say anything.
Yeah, no.
It's making me more angry.
I'm gonna try spitting on my hand and see if that like helps loosen it up a little bit and try escape artisting again.
So you're chained to the thing. So I guess you could, yeah, you can start like spitting. Sure, you can spit and try again.
John had to act it out to make sure it was feasible.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is not good enough.
24 isn't good enough, damn.
Yeah, it's if you look at the chart, there's a DC for it.
Manacles are really hard to get out of.
But it was a good attempt. They kind of shake and shingle.
Oh my god, I can't roll for shit.
The cart bumps and rocks a bit as you guys are starting to shift about, and this other I guess there's another goblin in here who kind of peeks up and in Goblin. Didn't you speak Goblin?
I do.
No.
Okay, so the Goblin speakers will understand. He says, what's going on? Who are you?
I'll reply in Goblin. I'm Dot.
I'll just respond in Goblin. We're going to die.
Oh God, no! Why are we going to die?
Dot also kind of gets this what the fuck look on her face.
How you know this?
What else would we do on the front line?
Oh God. This orc next to him. I'm assuming some people speak Orcish, hopefully?
I do.
Good. Nice.
Yeah.
In Orcish, this person will grunt, what is this guy yammering about? Who are all you? What's going on?
I couldn't understand him.
I will respond in Orcish and I'll say, I don't know what's going on, but this I'm assuming is not Geffen, right?
I have no idea where we are.
Doesn't smell like Geffen.
I'll say, well, apparently we've been sent
Fuck you,
to
John.
die.
As you guys start chattering in Goblin and Orc, there'll be a bang on the other side of the wooden thing. Human common voices, hey! Cut it down in there! Don't make us have to kill you before you're useful to us.
May as well.
In response to that, I will scream at the top of the lungs to fuck with them.
I'll just
Jesus.
tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, that was close again. You, not the escape artist, the strength check was close,
Right.
but, another little
Can I
hairline
have
fresh.
an intimidating scream?
Give me an intimidation check. Ooh, that's pretty good. There's gonna be some circumstance negatives to you being chained in there, but a lot. The cart will start to come to a halt as there is some screaming being done in there.
Oh my god, I'm gonna run out of rounds of rage. I need alcohol.
This
You turned on rage for this?
Yes, I'm using rage for this. This is what my character would do.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
not
the
working
worst
well.
thing that she can possibly be experiencing. This is trauma right now. She has literally zero control.
Yeah, the cart comes to a stop abruptly as the screaming starts, and one of your captors, presumably, he's masked with these eye slits and this ragged kind of clothed bag of a mask, kind of pokes his head in from the front here, and puts his head in and says, "What the hell's going on here? Who's screaming?"
Is he close enough for me to kick him?
No, he's. I guess I can give him a token. He kind of sticks his head in here. And I'll just quickly give him a little token. He's masked, you don't see, or hooded, I guess. You don't see a face. But he kind of sticks his head in here. What the hell is a commotion in here? You guys, what's going on? He looks around. Who's screaming? Or did you stop screaming?
I stopped screaming.
Who is screaming? Tell me now.
Your mother.
Who said that?
Is he gonna come over?
No, he doesn't come close, but he's looking around. Whoever tells me who is screaming gets an extra ration tomorrow.
Your mother was screaming as I fucked her.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna wait until he leaves the cart, like turns around, and then screams on my list again.
John, this is mathematically insane, by the way.
He pulls out a spear. A spear that he can clearly like jab at you further than you can hit him. And he looks at you, who's the one who's Dot, and he says, "That's it, I had enough of you. We'll just say you didn't make the trip." And he'll make an attack roll at you.
John, will you please just turn off the hack that makes all my rolls come up less than 10?
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna hit. Spear damage. Long spear. Ooh, that's a bit of damage there. You take 5 points of damage. Do you keep talking and bad-mouthing him after he jabs you with the spear?
Can I spit on him?
If you want.
We're a little far.
Give me a dex, or just a ranged attack roll. See if you can.
Can I treat it as an improvised weapon?
Yes, you can. Sure, your spit is an improvised weapon.
Sweet. It's under combat.
Yeah, just a range. It should be called like ranged or something like that. Let me double check where it is. Under combat, you should see a button called ranged attack. It says like melee ranged. Nice, that's enough to spit on him. He gets it in his face, he kind of rubs it off, he says, "That's it!" And he'll make another attack roll at you. Oh my god! This guy's really good with a spear.
Yeah, you're taking my die rolls, John.
Take another 2 points of damage, and he says, "I was gonna spare you after the first one, but now you made it personal." And he starts to rack back the spear again, and that's when you guys... You shouldn't see this roll. With the cart stopped, you start hearing panicked cries outside, and on the side of the... I guess who's on the left side? I think that is... Who is this? Katara and Oz. Or no, Dot. Dot is on the side there with Katara. You guys both hear these little thuds in the side of the wood wall there. You hear like a... It just sounds like a smack. Like 4 quick smacks against it. And there's cries from outside, and he quickly turns and goes outside the caravan.
I'll scream again.
You can scream again. You just hear some commotion outside. You hear blades clashing, twangs of bows being... not bows, sorry. You don't hear bows. You hear just like thuds and stuff like that. The horses that are pulling your cart presumably are freaking out. And the cart will start moving again. But then will abruptly stop. Do any of you understand Dwarven?
I think I do.
I wasn't supposed to take an extra language, right, Steven? I just have Common and Orc.
Yeah, I have Dwarven.
Yeah, I don't think your int is 12, right?
Nope. Okay.
Then
I have Dwarven.
Ooh! I will translate, and then the manacles will shatter for...
Damn,
Oz.
good job, girl.
I stop raging after that and start calming down.
But the translation, you hear, gather, put these bodies off the road, and check what's inside. And as you understand that, I guess it won't happen right away, but as you hear some shuffling about, the manacles will break, and you are free, Oz. What do you want to do?
Well, he's exhausted right now.
Yeah, I will. I have to take a moment to breathe because all
Okay, you
that she
started,
could
like-
think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, all she could think about is the manacles, and once they're free, she's like now kind of confused because like, okay, I'm free now. What the fuck do I do?
Yeah, when you broke your
free me.
manacles, when you broke the manacles, you actually pulled. So you're still. I imagine they're still
Right,
around
there's
your.
like the screwed parts to the wood that are still chains that are hanging off of them on my arms.
Well, yeah, I was
Right.
gonna say you ripped one right off the wood wall, and there's now a hole here that you guys could look through if you wanted to, but there's like a hole that is now created from this breaking.
The problem
of
is,
these
I think I'm
manacles.
like fatigued for a minute, right? Or a number of rounds equal to how long I raged.
Yeah.
So it's
something
gonna.
like that.
I think that's gonna put me at like minus. I don't think I have enough now to be able to break them free. I'll give it a try, but
You might just want to wait.
I'll see what happens. But I think this puts me at +6. So I have to hit a 19 or 20 to get them off. But I'll still work
Get
at
us
it as rounds
off.
pass.
Ooh,
Yes.
I think we have other concerns right now.
But yeah, this dwarf kind of sticks his head in, and if you were
I
guessing,
will. At this point, I'll rush up and punch him.
Jesus.
I'll say wait, don't punch him.
Oh!
Yeah, you rush up and you're about to punch this guy. He draws this club out as you're about to punch him, but then you say that. Are you saying this thing all in common?
I would say it in. I guess I recognize they were speaking Argarthian, right? So I would say this in Argarthian.
Well, this particular person was speaking Dwarven.
Right, but I meant I'm trying to
Oh,
stop
the rest of the party?
Oz.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stop
I'll
Oz. so-
slowly lower my arm.
Before you is this... if you were guessing it's Ronald, it is not Ronald.
It is not Ronald. They have a. Not the right weapon. It's a great weapon.
It is a dwarf that is probably a dwarf a dwarf like this you haven't seen before. They have like this pale skin, and he has this like stocky red beard, and he looks wide-eyed as he sees this giant person running toward him.
You know where my axe is?
I will translate in Dwarven.
Yeah, he doesn't speak English. He looks a little puzzled, and then he starts speaking Dwarven. But I guess you understand Jot, so he'll say, "Any of you speak a civilized language in here?"
I speak the tongue.
Tell this brute I don't know what he's saying, and to step back if he values his life.
He wants to know if you know where his axe is.
Why am I here? That's weird. He kind of shakes his head. No, I don't know where his bloody axe is. I just commandeered this cavern. Or this caravan.
The wooden cavern.
Who the hell are you? You look like you're some sort of slaves or something.
I was kidnapped.
Hmm.
Do you happen to know where we are in relation to Geffen?
Oh, he kind of coughs a bit. You're a far ways away from Geffen.
I'll just shake my head. Figures. I'll tell Oz.
Tell him to get out of the way.
Can you get
Let
out of the way
me
and let
live.
Oz out?
Wait, what do you say? Sorry.
So I ask him if he can get out of the way and let Oz out, because Oz doesn't like. Dot's assuming Oz doesn't like enclosed spaces, seeing her freak out like that.
Yeah, he'll say back.
I'm asking her to free me, bitch. What are you doing?
He'll as he sees Oz being impatient, look like he's wanting to get out. He kind of stands a little more stocky, and he looks back and says, "No! You're my slaves now. This is my my cart."
Why he not move?
He means to keep us as slaves, I'll say in Argarthian.
And then I hit him.
All right.
He gets an AO. And, well, I guess he's not really ready for it. So
Yeah, you'll roll a perception to see if he sees your punch coming.
Okay.
But we will all roll initiative.
So I need to roll initiative tied up.
I guess our turns will be getting out of here. Trying to.
Yeah, this is basically where you're just going to go through, make sure everyone's...
Fatigued for... No carousel, John?
I had to disable it because it was like bugging out.
Still, okay.
I don't know why the music keeps doubling up in my other browser.
Oh yeah, you have to go in and flip the volume down.
Yeah, I did
for
that
it.
a few times already. It's weird. Okay, that should be fine.
Oh, because I'm fatigued.
Everyone's in. Very nice. Dot, you have initiative.
Wait, did he perceive against?
Oh yeah, I guess we should resolve that.
Yeah.
No, you caught him by surprise, so you can do your
So here's my
surprise round first to
Yep.
send things off. Oh! Yeah.
Finally a high roll. All right, so D4 plus my strength, so that is 6. Whoops, didn't mean to do that.
Oh, max damage!
Get it.
You literally knock him out. He falls back outside the caravan and just... You just like hear a thud outside. And Dot, you can make an escape artist check or do something. No, you
No.
try to slip them, you're stuck. You want to say anything or do anything else?
I'll say, can you help us out here, pal?
If I get my axe, help more.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Gemex.
Uh,
You can try a strength check, a escape artist, or...
oh. Not really good with either. Can I make escape artist untrained?
I think you can. You should be able to. Let's check.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have what spells you have prepared yet. Okay.
Yes, escape artist you can roll untrained.
Okay, then I will try and escape artist.
Oh damn. I think the check is higher though. I think it's like a 30.
Yeah, I've gotten a 23 and not gotten in.
All right, you struggle, but you almost slip them. You hear some commotion as the dwarf rolls out. You hear some humans. You guys, I assume you guys speak common. You'll hear like, "Ah, what's going on in there? Help the boss!" You hear some shuffling of feet. Katara.
Nope.
No, you struggle against it. Do you want to say anything? Do anything?
Nope.
These guys cower in fear. Oh god. You hear, or whoever understands Dwarven hears another Dwarven voice and says, "What the hell? Get out of the way! Brother! What happened?" And, Oz.
All right, I am trying to go out.
Yeah, you can simply go out. I'm just going to move you out here
Okay.
and reveal what you can see.
Is there any bag or anything out here that I can use?
Hold on, I just want to move these in position.
Okay.
This dwarf over here, he has a crossbow out, and he's looking at his brother. Apparently, well, you don't know that, I guess, but he's a crossbow, but none of them are trained at you. They're all looking at this dwarf on the floor. Before you, you can see a wooden box filled with all of manner of goods, and you spot your axe.
I'll spend my time grabbing that out for this round.
Yeah, you pull your axe out, and they will look over and notice you. Dot.
I'm gonna fucking die.
I'm going to continue my escape attempt.
Yes. Ah. No good.
Yep, and I'll just be like cussing up a storm.
Gamix.
Well, may as well to try it again.
Yeah. Oh! Almost. But not quite enough.
Nope, this is not working. She finds her axe soon.
I'll reveal these on the turn order since you've seen them now. This thug is gonna run up. Hey! Escapee! He'll try to awkwardly provoke an attack of opportunity if you want to swing at him as he...
Oh yeah, I'm
Awkwardly-
gonna swing at him. He's gonna get fucking cut the fuck down. Hang on, I need to check real quick to make sure I'm still... 2 times the number of rounds. Yeah, I'll be fatigued for the whole thing. Okay.
Actually, just so everyone else can see what's going on, I'm going to remove this wall, just so you guys can see.
Get down, bitch.
My God, this guy gets obliterated. You can describe how you kill him with your axe. Is he trying to?
Yeah,
He's
so
trying to climb around this horse
heavy
butt.
swing, like I do full like swing it as far around as I can and just cut him in half.
The blood splatters across the wagon.
The rest
as
of
he-
you might want to surrender.
Yeah, no, make
I'll
a-
repeat that in Dwarven, actually.
Yeah, after seeing this, these guys, they will drop their weapons and they will run. Holy shit! This
Well, I
guy's
guess
crazy.
we have our cart now.
This guy's crazy.
The horses stay, right?
The horses are like bound by these cables and
Yeah,
stuff.
they're attached
they
to the
can't-
cart.
Yeah. Katara, you can try to escape again, or
I mean, it seems to be futile, so I'm gonna wait. How
Alright.
gentle can you be with your axe and manacle?
I mean, they're on like pain, so I just like slam it down.
I know, just be precise.
This dwarf, though, he is fighting to the death. You killed his brother, and
Killed him. He was just unconscious.
he doesn't know. He just sees him fall out, and you just chopped a man in half. He takes out this alchemical something, and he whips it at you. That, I believe, is a hit for 6
Yeah.
acid damage.
I start laughing as it burns into me.
Ugh.
Oops, damn it! I just set my hit points to 6. That's not correct.
After he does that and you laugh, he will try to take cover behind this thing. He kind of like crouches behind this thing. This guy will break and run. Oh. Oz.
I am going to leap down and go after him.
All right. I was gonna end combat if you weren't gonna pursue him, but if you do, yeah, make me an attack as
Yep.
he's wide-eyed as you come around with your axe bloodied with one of his men.
Oh, I miss. think.
Oh yeah, that'll unfortunately miss. What is he wearing? He has leather armor on, and yeah, that'll just miss him as you swing. I'm gonna skip everyone else unless you want to keep trying to get out, because the combat is essentially over. It's just between these two.
Yeah, that's fine.
This guy. Oh, sorry. Do you want to do something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I don't think that I have a prayer of trying to get out.
Yeah, it's in combat. It's only 12 seconds has passed. You guys can be still squirming and trying to get out. He will withdraw action unless you have reach. You can take attack of opportunity, but he will withdraw.
I do not
and
reach,
he will
no.
run, but you can catch him. I believe you're faster than a dwarf. So will you pursue him?
If he runs, I would get an AO. If he just
He's just moving.
withdraws, then he just regular moves. Yeah.
Yeah, he just regular moves, but you still can pursue him if you want.
What would she do?
I can get
This guy
me free, I hope.
This guy is actually like somewhere over here, but he's running. But you could chase him too if you wanted. But he looks like he's hightailing it out of there.
They're not worth it.
Yeah, I think she'll hear that and like turn and start making her way back.
All right.
Feeling exhausted anyway from having just recently raged.
Yeah, I'm just giving you all experience for that. And let's change that music track.
Did we level yet?
No.
Before I go start breaking them out, though, I'm gonna get myself several drinks of alcohol.
Yeah, there are several.
Because I have my backpack has a reserve of a gallon of mead.
Yeah, you'll find all of the bunch of backpacks and items in this big bin in the front here. And you can pull your stock out. You will also see a bunch of keys, the manacles, presumably, in here that you can use. Or if you want to just brute force break them, you probably can do that too.
I'll bring them the keys.
Yeah,
I guess if I find keys.
You can walk in the back here and you can unlock everyone. There's also this awkward golem arm thing in this box as well, I guess, that you can see.
Just bring the whole box.
Yeah, you can carry the box in.
Yeah,
They take the
no
keys
problem for
out.
me.
She or hands them to you guys, and you can
My
unlock.
heavy load is 800 pounds, so...
And you guys find yourselves in here with a random orc and a random goblin, and you're unchained. And you find yourself these 4 horses. There's 2 bodies outside you can investigate if you want. Oh,
It's
and
fucking annoying.
yeah, and as you look outside, there's the bodies.
After I drop the box down and give them the key, I'm going outside and I'm chopping them to pieces.
Yes.
I'll set them on fire.
You can do that after I chop them to pieces. That's fine.
So besides the dwarf and this other thug here, there's like 6 or 7 other humanoid bodies that are arrows or bolts
Yeah,
sticking
none
out
of them are
and-
allowed to be in one single piece.
Yeah, so you can take your time and start chopping up all these bodies. What does everyone else want to do while he's doing that? Or
I'm
she's
going
doing
to
that?
recover my gear and stuff.
Yeah, you can all
because I
recover
won't
your
have-
gear. Yeah.
And then I'm going to make myself an extract of Cure Light Wound.
I think that takes you 10 minutes or something like that, or something. But anyway.
It's just like casting a spell.
Oh,
No, if you're making an extract that you don't already have prepared, it does take time.
I guess
I
if you
thought
already
there was
prepared
something that said that. I thought that it said that like alchemists, like they prime the ingredients and then they just choose what to put in that before.
That's if you have your preparation. If you have your preparations for the day. If you have certain ones prepared, you can do them in advance. Otherwise, you can change them from your preparation to something else, and that takes 10 minutes.
Okay.
I ran into that when I was running Waz from the last game.
But yeah, if you would have normally had that prepared, that's up to you.
Probably.
So-
It's a pretty basic one.
So yeah, you can administer your Cure Light Wounds.
That
And it's
didn't-
1
Nope.
minute. It's only 1 minute to remix them, not 10.
There we go.
Does Arcane Spell Failure apply to alchemists?
No, arcane spell failure does not apply.
Okay, let's disable that real quick. Now, what's the point of this? To like see if things are all working well. Arcane Spell Failure unchecked. There you go. Do you need me to apply that healing, or did you do it yourself?
I did it myself.
Excellent. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to do here as Akazara is chopping bodies up? It's going to take a little bit of time.
Do we find any like loot on these guys?
Are you looking at the dwarf and the on the humanoid bodies? There's not much. I can give you an amount of gold you get, but there's nothing like important on them.
Yeah,
but you
I
want to
probably
know?
would just take the gold.
I don't think these guards would have brought gold out with them, but if they
They do.
did, that's
Yeah,
on
they
them.
do.
Okay. I was thinking we were just gonna get coppers from them, like nobodies.
Amongst all the bodies that you out here, if you're just getting the gold, there is that much. He tells you how much he has, I guess.
I have 58 GB.
But on the dwarf himself, you can pick up, if you want, studded leather, or I'll type it out what he's got. Specifically, this is what he has. Studded leather, masterwork, light crossbow, and he himself has a separate money pouch. And I'm assuming you're not doing this secretly, so everyone can just see you start taking all these items off him if you want.
Right.
Watch your hand.
I probably won't. I'll set the gear to the side. I think Dot's just interested in the money, and she's only going to take a fourth of it, basically.
But yeah, anyone else doing anything during this body chopping? Aside from affixing your arm back on and getting all your gear back in place?
I would get out and just look around, kind of see where we are.
Yeah, you get out, you're on a road somewhere. You don't recognize this area.
There's some beastly horses.
Yeah. It's probably not to scale. They should probably be, because horses are pretty big. But you guys are also
I don't
pretty
guess anybody has a map on them, do they?
big. Does anyone have a map on them? I don't know.
Not that'll be helpful, probably.
Map.
I'll pull out a map.
You have a map?
I put one on my sheet.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It's probably just around Rachel.
Let me get this straight. You have a map. You have like a real live map.
I don't think I've ever seen a person put a map on their sheet before. That's
I
amazing.
actually thought about it when I saw it in the inventory, and then I was like, nah, I don't think I have one.
give me
But I'm glad you
a
have one.
knowledge geography, or if anyone has knowledge geography or survival, to look at the map and figure out where you are.
I don't have knowledge geography.
Survival is also applicable. I don't think
Nope.
you need to be trained in it to roll it, or do you? Let me check. Survival. Anyone can roll survival.
I'm not gonna waste time on
Oh,
that.
Dot with the nat 20. Everyone, if no one else wants to roll, you can still roll if you want to. You did your work. You did the map. You did your part. You know, you don't need to know how to read it.
You just picked up the map. You don't need to know how to read.
Dot, yeah, you definitely know where you guys are. I don't want to. I guess we're kind of done with this. You don't need to see this map anymore. I'll bring you to the world map. You figure out by looking at this map and putting together, they were bringing you to the front lines. You are right about here.
Well, it looks like the closest city is Aldebaran.
What's this mean? Where do we go?
So, just in terms of timelines and things happening right now, you guys would all be aware that there is currently a war being fought, generally.
Just outside of Aldebaran.
Yeah, here. The war is ongoing. It has not been won or decided yet.
That's where they were bringing us to, presumably.
Correct. You were going to be fodder for the front lines. But someone had to pass a strength check.
They got what they got.
So yeah, you guys are all looking at this map, looking around as all this blood is shed around here as these bodies are chopped up. What do you do with the body pieces? Are they just left there? Do you pull them off to the side, or
What time is it? Because I
you're gonna burn them?
I wanna pull some of it into a pile.
It's like late afternoon,
but I'll let her burn the rest.
Like the sun is starting to set.
Okay, I'm gonna start making dinner.
You're gonna eat them?
Why not?
Okay.
Don't let things go to waste. Kala would be upset. The Great Circle.
Wait, out of character, you literally will eat dwarves and expect us to eat them?
Oh no, I did not take dwarves.
What?
Oh, that's
what
a
are
good
you
point.
cooking?
The dwarf was still alive. He kind of murmurs, do you just chop him up or do you want to talk to him?
No, he's dead.
Okay, he's
I don't
dead.
know what you're talking about. He's dead.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because everyone else was dead, but he was knocked out from your punch. But then, yeah, you can cut him to pieces. And I guess eat well?
Well, I mean, other people don't have to eat this, but I believe that that's what Kala's supposed to be about, right? The Great Circle. You live,
More or
you
less.
die, you get consumed by the land. We are the land, so...
Dot would eat it. She doesn't care.
Okay. Anyone else partaking in human and dwarf meat?
Just
Oh,
human
actually-
meat, not dwarves. Dwarves are disgusting.
I eat animals, but I don't eat people.
Do any of you have, I think, is it knowledge local to identify races? Or I guess it depends on the race.
It's whatever the, yeah. But I
'Cause you
think
guys-
so, for the most part.
If you are somewhat educated, you know this is not a normal dwarf. Yeah, it would be knowledge local, because I guess it's under humanoid dwarf. Oh wow, Dot, you know this is a Duragar.
I will say this is a Duragar.
Sounds even more disgusting.
You know that these are akin to like drow to elves kind of thing. They're like Duragar to dwarves. It's very rare to see one out here. They're usually in the mountains or underground. It's odd to see one out here like this.
So this is a delicacy.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow, and it comes out quite well with a 35 cook check.
Got a lot of seasoning. You gotta cook it just right. That's the key.
Low and slow.
Exactly.
So just those two are partaking. Katara and Ganax, you're...
I will try a little.
Okay.
It smells interesting enough.
You want with cheese?
Yeah, cheese makes everything better.
Just
I
give me
don't
the
like without,
cheese.
But some people like the cheese.
Take the cheese, I guess.
Little
What
bit
about
of
the other-
cumin, little bit of garlic.
What about the other orc and goblin? Are they gonna eat some?
Oh yeah, so you guys free them, and they're just kind of awestruck at Oz's proficiency with that axe as they saw that happen, and they nervously look at the food being cooked.
Oh, eat.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Me?
Yeah. Or intimidate check.
Oh,
There
Lord.
we go.
Yeah, they kind of make a strange face as you ask them to eat the human meat, and they
Yes, I have this massive scar down my face.
they look at everyone else. Is everyone else, or I guess
it's annoying
everyone else is
the
eating, but
penalties
Katara,
right
and they just shake
I'm
their
eating the
head.
cheese only.
Oh no, I have potatoes. You can eat some potatoes as well. If I notice you're not eating the meat, I'll make you some potatoes Some cheese and potatoes.
When they see you making cheese and potatoes for guitar, they point to that and say, "Oh, can we have some of that?"
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. They gather their belongings from the box as well, and after everyone eats their meals, they kind of look around and say, "What now? Which way you go?"
Well,
Oh, wait, you're all... They speak Orcish and Goblin. I guess they'll switch to Common if they realize some of you don't speak those languages. Do any of you not speak those languages?
I do not speak Goblin.
Okay.
I don't speak
Me
Orc.
neither.
All right, yeah. When they start running into confusions with the translations, they'll just go to Argarthian.
I'll say, well, that way, pointing towards Wildebron, is that's where they were wanting us to die. There's fighting that way. Looks like there's another small town through the forest here.
Yeah, you guys can see that is marked on your map. They kind of shrug and they say, "Well, we follow you, I guess. Where you go?"
I'm gonna go away from the fighting. I'm gonna go
Why? You coward?
No, but I don't have a death wish.
Why? You better than us?
Nope.
Seems
You-
silly.
Do you have a death wish?
I have wished for other things to die.
That's
So what are you proposing, that we kill the ones that would have enslaved us?
I mean, that seems reasonable.
If we bring Bot out to fight, we go fight them from behind. They no see, they all die. I take 2 swings, kill half them.
Well, I'm all for some revenge, I guess.
Dish best served cold, I hear. I like warm. Warm flesh better. Right, Kit?
So yeah, the party is deciding to get this wagon and head toward Aldebaran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
head towards the battle.
It is late tonight. You guys can rest in the wagon, or do you want to rest beneath the stars? What do you prefer
I
to
will
do?
bust out the tent that I have,
Oh,
and I will, for Kit and I.
Not Kit.
I
Definitely
will use the wagon. I'll just get in my bedroll.
well, the
My
tent's
blanket.
large though. You could fit more people, right? Or
No. Just Kit and I.
She wants privacy.
Between 1 and
Stop
10
calling
people.
Me Kit.
No, not a pavilion tent. I have a large tent.
Oh,
So 4 creatures, but
We're 2 big creatures, so.
I mean, regardless, Dot would just get in the wagon. That's
okay.
I fed, I no fuck.
Jesus.
You what?
I fed, I no fuck.
What about Gamax? Are you chilling in the wagon with Dot, or did you want to sleep beneath the stars, enjoy your freedom?
I'll sleep in the wagon.
Okay. One of you give me a D100 to see how your night goes. Do you pull the wagon off the side of the road, or you're staying on the road? What do you guys... Are you... Well, you
I
said
would
that-
say we'd try to. I would say we should try to like conceal it a little bit, like put it off the side of the road, kind of thing.
Sure, you can pull it off the side of the road. You burnt the bodies or ate the ones. There's not... But there is a lot of blood just on this road path, but... No big deal. Who wants to roll the first D100? Oh, Dot, you've done it. Nice. 47. You have a peaceful evening. You all can rest well and wake up the following morning.
It
And
is so dark. Sorry. In your video, Steven.
he's channeling his inner darkness.
It was mood lighting.
No.
And you
Sorry,
wake up.
John. I was just very distracted by that.
No, it's okay. It's a brand new day. You have your freedom back, and you've all agreed to take the fight to, or something like that. You want to?
All.
Yeah, you want to go all the way back there and see what's going on. And you head out. You have these two companions with you. They let you know that their name is George and Jerry, respectively.
Generic.
They're from
You
the city
humans?
too.
You have
well,
human name.
Yeah, if you ask them about it, they were born into human families actually, and thus named after humans.
So they make you slaves.
They nod.
I make own name. I see words on things. I make my name.
Oh, can I do that?
Yes, you do that if you want.
All right, where words? How I pick?
I don't know. I found mine in book.
Where book?
Anybody got a book?
There is noticeably a journal on my hip.
Oh,
You should also have a spell book. Very important.
Okay.
You get
I
that
d-
when you start.
I wasn't sure if I needed.
Yeah,
that,
Maguses use
but-
spell books. I know when we talked about the other build, you weren't going to have one, but since we switched builds, it's back to.
Alright, then I will add that. So
yeah.
I guess there's 2 books there.
yeah. If your books are visibly on your, they'll just make a perception check if you mention books. Yeah, the goblin points to your hip. There, book. Let me see book. Let me pick name. Which book do you give him? Your spell book or your journal?
I'll hand him the spell book. Well, I'll open it to a random page.
That'll actually work really well because it's all draconic words. So
I'll flip through and find a page, and then I'll show them that specific page.
Sure. Give me a D9 to see which, or D10. See what spell page you open up on. This guy's gonna be named after a spell, I guess. 5. 1, 2.
It's a
3,
good
4.
thing. It's a good thing they didn't ask for my formula book, because then they would have been named like a certain web developer's daughter.
Unpronounceable, essentially.
My new name, Fallback. Last name, Strategy. Nice meet you.
that's not really how it meant. You take parts of names, stick together.
No, I fall
Strat?
back. I like name.
Fallback
Okay.
boy.
The orc wants to do the same thing, so yeah, give me another, he wants the random page. Give me a D10. Oh.
No!
We both can't be fallback! Roll another
Okay,
one.
okay.
Open another one. Ah! You call me Grease.
Grease lightning.
Grease
Actually-
not bad name.
Yeah, not bad name.
Grease is the word.
Pretty cool names. And yeah, they're, as long as you want them with you, they're kind of chilling with you. The orc has his spear with him, and the goblin has 2 daggers that he slots in his belt. If you, do you guys talk to them as you're traveling, or do you get their story? Or do you kind of just
Probably.
keep to yourselves?
I would talk to them.
Yeah, the goblin lets you know that they were...
Sorry, Goblin is fallback's charge.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, he goes by Fallback. His last name's Strategy, so you call him Fallback.
Yeah. Sorry, so formal.
He lets you know that he was caught because he actually escaped from his family, or whatever you want to call it. And the orc, who's also a slave, lets you know that he was just abandoned for doing like a bad job, and they collected him up on the side when they were traveling.
Do you want to come help make things better for goblins and orcs? take some revenge?
Yeah, they are interested in that, of course. And you guys will have a fairly peaceful travel until you start getting close to the front lines. And that's when the orc... are any of you orcs? One of you are
Yes.
half orc.
I'm half
you're
orc. She is full
and full
orc.
You all will recognize architecture of orcish make. You'll see these tents and palisade wooden walls. It just seems like this is of orcish make. You would have seen tribes in the wild would make these sort of things. They're familiar to you in one way or another. You see this out far out in the distance, but you do see some commotion going on there.
We go out there, maybe burn down.
We don't need to burn it down.
Why not? Enemy tribe always bad.
So dramatic.
Am not.
Did someone say burning? I like burning.
Yeah, I saw you do fire. You do fire again?
Yeah, I do fire again.
Oh, fire good. My axe made to look like fire on end. You like?
I like.
Thank you. I had old man make. He good at making.
Nothing like having the proper tools.
Yes. Like this cauldron. Ugh. This good cauldron. Had special make.
What does
Old
it
man
do?
did too. Very good. Make good stew.
Alright, so you guys want to approach this orcish structure with commotion going on?
I go.
Alright.
We burned down it okay.
You guys start to get
Look
closer.
into it first.
And when you're within, let me measure this, about 60 feet, you see, you smell death in the air. You, maybe Oz, she's probably most familiar with the gruesome, with her butchering axe, the brutalities of war and things
Smells
like
delicious.
from this distance, you can see there is dead orcs lined up outside the palisade walls, but some of them are mutated. Some of them have a third arm sticking out. One of them is they seem deformed in some way. You see oh my god, this music doubling up is so annoying. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Yeah, it is weird that it keeps reappearing for you.
Yeah, it used to do that, and then it stopped. Now it's doing it again, which is weird. Every time I do a new track, weird. Anyways, you also see a hobgoblin, a goblin with a bow, and the hobgoblin's using this rapier, and you see a passed out big wolf creature. And you see this dwarf who's interrogating some sort of spellcaster of some sorts. He's got this robe on, and he's kind of on the ground, and this dwarf kind of has him by the scruff, and he's on the wizard's on his knees, and this dwarf has him by the scruff, and he's yelling at him. And you guys are approaching, and the groups, seemingly the victors of this clash, kind of look over at you guys. What do you guys want to do? They don't seem aggressive. They seem like they're worn out from just having fought these creatures.
Could we hear what he was asking the wizard?
Yeah, you can overhear. Give me 200. Let's see what you overhear as you're approaching.
Okay.
He was shouting. Ronald's not known for keeping his voice down. Yeah, you overhear him saying, "Where's the queen? She was supposed to be here." some stuff like this. He's interrogating him seemingly about some queen, something like that. As your fellow, there's some goblinoid creatures there that are seemingly his allies. What do you guys want to do?
Waiting for Kit's action here, because that is my behavior when it's not chaotic.
I mean, we should go and talk to them, I guess. Come on.
Okay. Not chop?
No.
Okay. Can I chop things outside?
You don't need to chop anything right now.
Bodies outside, though.
Why?
Need to send to Forno.
Fine.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit to, what was the fire guy again?
No. Maybe you do. I send to Forno.
Some slight RP with your past characters as you guys interact with each other. But this is mainly a Ronald moment as Ronald sees these groups of strapping warriors approach the camp seemingly peacefully, except for, I guess, one orc who starts to chop the dead bodies up. What would Ronald make of this?
So Ronald was already looking for a group to send off, but this group has come out here on their own. It is like fortune has smiled upon him. Perhaps this is Arfin providing him the deal he's looking for. A group that presents itself looking for some sort of challenge, maybe. I think Ronald would drop the... I think it ends up being like a body at the end of it, right? It doesn't answer, and then I thought, like, it gets shot to death.
Yeah.
So toss it down, and then start walking up to the rest of the group, ignoring the orc that's back there chopping things up, assuming that's probably not the primary person to talk to. Greetings! I'll shout in Orcish to start, and then also in Goblin afterwards.
Hi.
I'll just answer in both languages and say, which would you prefer to speak in?
Whatever is easier for you.
Well, not Goblin. That doesn't work for me.
All right, fair enough. Maybe we'll just stick to this then. Just trying to be respectful.
What happened here?
Well, hopefully we've put the war on a bit of pause. That's the goal anyway.
How so?
Well, we had a fake queen here claiming that they were going to invade Aldebaran, and well, they're going to fail at this pretty miserably at this point.
They had a fake queen?
Yes, they needed to keep the armies moving. The armies probably wouldn't rally behind anybody other than the queen going against Bissy himself.
So why do you think it's put on pause now?
The goblin fallback and squeaks up, "What's a Bissy?"
Bissy! Bissy is the greatest hero of our time. Bissy has set free this country from the shackles of the queen.
Wow. That's special, huh?
Indeed. This battle is one for the ages. One which will easily turn the tide for the benefit of all of us.
Well, we were
What's
recently...
his feelings on slavery?
Of course it's bad. Who wants slaves? Slaves are a thing of the old world. What are you saying over there, young lady?
Lady. Well,
I'm sorry, was lady the wrong word?
anyway, we came here trying to figure out how we could maybe be helpful and perhaps take some revenge. We were recently captured by the guards and arrested for not conscripting properly.
Point of order, I was kidnapped. Fuck those guys.
She was kidnapped and then screamed about motherfucking something. I don't know.
I hear that's a common thing among goblins, motherfucking, but
No, the fucking dwarf's mother got fucked.
I don't want you fucking my mother, okay?
Not your mother, the dwarf
Oh.
that was going to... Wait, was it a dwarf or was it a human?
It was a Duragar, as you identified.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was the fucking Duragar. He asked who was screaming, and I said it was his mother when I fucked her.
You got a mouth like a goblin. If revenge is what you be seeking, though, how about revenge for the people that put you in this fiasco in the first place?
Who did that?
Sir?
You ever notice how you keep getting a raw deal?
Raw deal, like not yet cooked.
The orcs and the goblins are perpetually getting the short end of the stick. Is that what you want? You want to keep getting the short end of it?
Goblins are short, so it makes sense that they get short sticks.
Are you dense?
What?
You're dense. You're a little bit slow on the uptake.
Dense? You mean thick? Yeah, see?
I suppose so.
Try speaking literally.
All right, then. Do you want to keep being bossed around by things?
No, I already told you why we came here.
Well, then why don't you all deal with the real boss that keeps putting you in all these problems in the first place? According to my allies here, there's some sort of creature, deep within the mountains or somewhere, that's been telling goblins and orcs what to do. Enslaving them all over the place, making sure they remain second-class citizens.
Well, fuck that.
You take it to them, you'll get the real revenge.
I'm in.
I got a place where you can start looking. Should be able to even arrange you a way to get there quickly. What do you think? That's one of you. Could use all 4, 6 of you, however many you are in.
We're in. I point to me and Echo Zero.
I'll give it a shot.
There's the other two. Oh, Zuan Osrin, I miss you.
Do you still have access to Ronald, right?
Yep.
Can you
I
just
do.
give me a diplomacy check? Not
I
one, but
botched
still
it.
a 21.
Damn.
They are indifferent to you. Yeah, that is enough to convince them. Fall back in Greece, kind of look at each other and shrug and say, I guess we can help, if we can.
Good. All right, I'll bring you back to the city. We'll test your talents, and we'll put you where you need to go.
What do you need to test our talent?
Need to make sure I'm sending you to the right place. What are you good at? I mean, clearly you, beating things.
I think I set things on fire.
Had one of those before with us, before it ran off. And what about you, middle-sized one?
Why is it always about size?
I'm just scoping so we can easily refer to who's who. I didn't get your names yet. Your name's Punch? All right, Punch. You got it.
That's what I'm good at.
Right? Ganix, Garmin?
I technically never said my name to you guys.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
if you
All right, so you're
need
good
to
at
know,
punching. That's why you got that big metal thing.
it's called an arm, but yeah.
That's no arm I've ever seen. How'd you get it made out of metal? You're like some kind of golem? I like it.
Thanks.
In fact, can you replace other parts with metal?
I think one arm is good.
But I mean, like, you think it's possible to like replace more parts with metal?
Guess.
Ah, all right. It's a good idea. Thank you. Thanking you kindly.
Sure. No problem.
Well, and it seems like I might have a new crew to get this done.
What? Wait, did you have a previous crew? What happened to them?
We had some people we were looking for and looking at in the mines for doing it, but we're a little worried about linking them all together. They may not necessarily work well, but the four of you made it here together on your own. So clearly you
We've
work
been together
cohesively.
for like 8 hours, to be honest.
We
So
didn't kill
just
each
so you
other
have,
while we slept, so that's already.
What brought you all
good fun.
together?
just so you have reasonable expectation.
What brought us together?
Aye.
Well, that would be
Kidnapping.
the kidnappers slash guard people that were trying to conscript us.
And where are they now?
Dead.
Good.
In
Good, then
pieces.
you're
A couple of
effective at
them ran
doing-
away.
You're effective at removing things that want to enslave you. That's the first prerequisite we need.
Yeah, that lunker over there, he's the one that chop.
Notice that seems to be his thing, her thing.
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't really know. I didn't get a good look.
Always hard to tell anyway. I usually just look to see, like, is the chest protruding like this, or is the chest protruding like this? That's the question you ask. Does it go in just a little bit? If so, probably girl. But sometimes still wrong, so. So you're in, then.
Yes, I'm Dot.
You could try it out.
I am Ronald.
Hi.
That's Grease and Fallback over there.
They nod.
The other two of you got names? 3 of you?
Yep.
Kinda need them.
Katara.
And you, Punch? You got a name?
It's Gamax if you need to know.
Not Fistmax?
Not this.
Okay. It's God like short and goblin for fist or something. Okay. These are the goats. Come on.
It couldn't be better.
What about the big one behind me? Doing all the chopping. The one that's surprisingly quiet right now.
That's Aquazira.
Oh,
She's-
that's a mouthful.
Just occupied. You can call her Aquazira.
Okay.
How about Ozzy?
No.
Well, let's get back to Aldebaran. I'll take you there. I'll let you know where the location is. And if you're still interested, I'll have you teleported there.
Alright.
As well travel in style.
Yep,
Sounds
that's clearly what we care about.
Not all of us have a large tent, okay?
From
Yeah.
what I've been told by humans, it's not the size of the tent, it's how you use it.
Oh my God.
Such a terrible joke, I couldn't resist.
But yes, you guys are. We're gonna do a little bit of a time skip here, as you. Well, which city would Ronald move them back to? Rachel or Aldebaran? I guess it should be Rachel.
So
right?
the place that Ronald last knew that they need to go to eventually is just outside of where the tower is, to the northwest of it. But in the meantime, as like a central base, probably back to Rachel.
Also, can we take a bio break at
Yeah, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back after.
I mean, you don't have Ozrin AC,
That's
but I
the-
guess it's good enough.
I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh god, it like did that
You
4
do
times.
3, yeah.
What's
It
happening?
keeps doing it.
Oh no.
Oh no, your layout.
And we are back. Everything looks proper now. So yeah, you can keep working on your inventory if you need to, but you guys spend some time in Rachel with Ronald briefing you on what he knows, what you guys pretty much found out in the previous game. And I've marked such on, I guess, Gamix's map that they have in their inventory. You'll notice I marked one for Troll, Rock, and Stone, and those are the type of giants that they were aware of. The Troll is a type of giant, but it's a Troll. That is a Rock giant, and that is a Stone giant. The story you get is this Stone giant near Komodo is apparently stealing resources from Komodo, and they found that out when they were there. So you know about that issue and that base of operations in that mountain peak. So there's that you could deal with first, or
Yes.
well, you guys know stone giants are, at least of the ones listed here, are the toughest. So if you guys are ambitious, you can go there first. Or trolls are known to be easier, and rock giants are in the middle of those two. But trolls, the issue with the troll in that area is, let me look at my notes. Yeah, so this troll and rock giant, they're working like in tandem, these camps. So they know about they were pestering the mines nearby, the mines that Ronald liberated, and are now, I guess, in limbo. But still, they're still in, I guess I don't know who's running them super right now. But they're still operating with those dwarves, doing trade with them. But they've been having issues with the troll and rock giant. Their bands come in and attack once in a while. But they fend them off. But they do have stolen some supplies here and there. So, these are the ones that are known. If you don't like any of these, there are others that you can find out about if you want to do some surveying in your own reconnaissance. But I guess which issue do you guys want to solve? Do you want to help secure the current mines that are being worked on now? Do you want to help Komodo with their issue with the stone giants coming down and stealing stuff? These are the most pressing ones that are presented to you at the moment. You, of course, can choose.
I think we should work on Komodo.
What's the pay for these?
Honor.
There's no pay, but there is kind of like...
I was right.
there is kind of like whatever you need within reason is provided for you to help get this done, as well as, what's the word? Finders keepers. So you come across, they're likely to have hordes of wealth that are, well, you're welcome to.
Well, wouldn't it make more sense to take out the closer threat, which is the troll/rock giants first, and then work our way over towards...
Well, closer mine we already in,
They're
right?
gonna teleport us. So I don't know that it matters since we're getting teleported.
Yeah, so Ronald will explain that he's gotten some threat assessments done on these targets, and like I said, he said the stone giant is the toughest, but I mean, you guys can make your own judgments, and the rock giant is in the middle, the troll is the easiest to deal with. So,
But you also said we can go deeper into the mine that's here as well, right? Was that one of the options I thought I heard you say?
the mines have no giant issues. They have other issues if you want to do that.
Right, but I was just making sure that was an option that you put there, but I don't...
It wasn't, but because I thought you guys wanted to liberate goblin
We
people.
do, but I'm just...
So yeah, if you don't want to liberate goblins, Ronald will mention that there were some odd creatures deeper in the mines. You said you worked in the mines as well, so you would have heard of that yourself. Ronald doesn't even have to mention it. You heard about these, like there's like some demonic creatures deeper in the mines. There was a giant in there that was collecting mushrooms. I don't know if you remember that, but he was doing it for another giant, which Ronald can tell you about. But yeah, it had nothing to do with like the deeper in the mines for Goblin-Orc kind or orc kind.
You very focused on kimono, Kit. How come?
Komodo, not kimono.
Oh, I'm sorry. Elves, I hear
That's
elves
where
use
I'm
word
from,
kimono.
don't you remember?
Sorry, I bad memory.
Thought you were gonna say bad girlfriend, but
Am I? Sorry.
no, it's just annoying.
Was it because of the meat the other day?
I mean, that's gross. Yeah, I don't want to eat human.
Yeah, they kind of gross, but they tasty.
Anyway, any other thoughts? We have a vote for local, we have a vote for Komodo.
I would prefer to start with the easiest and work our way up. I don't feel like we'll be, we should assess how our abilities may be on the easiest and then see where we are.
Ronald will
You don't believe in us?
Ronald will just chime in one thing before he leaves. He just said, he will say, he himself experienced rough patches with his party in the early days, and he believes it would be helpful if you started with an easier target to get used to each other, figure out how you fight together, and then work your ways to a harder target. Because you did mention you just met each other 8 hours ago. But he leaves it up to you.
Definitely sounds like something Ronald will say.
But yeah, you will be back in Rachel, and you'll be mulling over this for a few days. And when you're back in Rachel, you notice the demeanor and treatment of your kind has dramatically changed. The queen has been exiled or missing or dead, presumed dead, and the town is under the city's under new ownership, and Goblin and Orc walk around free as free people, and there's no prejudice to you. But anyways, aside from that, you are focused on the map in front of you. You guys are in this stone room, in this little tavern that Ronald shows you to. He tells you as he's walking through, it used to be the base of their operations for their secret organization that is now no need to be secret. And I don't know if you guys care or he's just trying to impress you or exaggerate to you guys. But you guys are given this stone room for your own purposes, your own little headquarters. And he leaves you to it with the map in front of you. And you guys can discuss what you want to do, from supplies you might want to procure. He does give you 100 platinum pieces to get you any additional provisions you need for these
100
missions.
total or 100 each?
Total.
Oh, okay. So 25 platinum.
Are we each putting 25 on our sheet, though?
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, and then none for our 2 Freds, huh?
They out of character. I don't know if you actually want to bring them with you. They're level 1s.
Well,
They
no,
would-
Ronald would have tested them. Remember, like Ronald
Yeah,
done that
so-
before with all the other goblins and orcs.
So
He wanted
after-
to make sure he wasn't misappropriating.
Yeah, so he'll kind of take you aside. Who do you guys have a pseudo leader of the group, or do you all just kind of present yourself as a?
Me.
I do what Kit says.
What about the rest of you? Do you guys present Kit as your spokesperson, or?
I mean, I think Dot would listen in, and unless it was something like that she was vehemently opposed to, she'd let Kit speak for her.
Katara, not Kit.
Sorry.
Good.
I just
So
already hate all the nicknames.
at one point, Ronald will take Katara aside and let you know that these your buddies fall back in Greece. Their talents are best suited elsewhere. The missions you're going on will be too dangerous for them. They will likely succumb to they'll succumb
It's
to
not
the
a good
minions.
fit.
Not a good fit. They're not skilled enough to join you on your missions. But you can override his judgment if you want. He just lets you know that he has other missions that they could help with, other tasks around the city. They can build up experience, and then maybe once they're ready, they can assist you in the future. But he suggests you leave them behind for now.
Yeah, no need to put them in danger necessarily.
Okay. So then the money is given to you afterwards, after they are no longer with you. Map in front of you. You guys don't have to decide this now, but obviously I would like to know before next session what you plan on doing. But you can discuss in character now. You still have time, unless anyone.
Max, what do you think?
I think the dwarf does have a point. Start with the easy, go from there.
I mean, maybe they do have point. We don't know them. Maybe I have to cut them down so we get away.
What?
Maybe they try to betray us when we get there.
Oh, great, you're just saying you don't believe it.
I don't say I don't believe. Just worried.
You're worried that we are going to betray you?
I mean, you got bombed. You blow me up. Or at least try. I laugh, then chop you. Sorry, had bad goings with goblins.
So naturally, all goblins are that way, huh?
When goblins broke in and freed me, they thought I was monster. Tried to hurt me. Had to cut down many.
And have I treated you like a monster?
No. But that
Alright.
not mean you not sneaky.
I ate food with you.
And?
If I had wanted to be sneaky, then wouldn't I have been sneaky before now?
Maybe. Sounds good. And that one quiet. Humans always say quiet one half watch.
What?
Humans always say quiet one have watch.
Oh, you mean watch out for the quiet ones.
Yes.
Oh,
What you think I say?
I thought you were asking if I had a way to tell time.
I thought you were asking her to keep watch while we slept.
Are you good at keep watch?
Eh,
That's not a good sign. I'm not good keep watch either. I'm good cook and cut. I have to cut to cook. But I do whatever you say, Kit.
Yeah, except use the name I tell you to.
I like this. It's easy. Kitara, so many word.
Literally, actually, one word.
No, so long.
3 syllables.
No. Yeah, syllables and words are
It
different.
are,
Anyway, it probably does make sense for us to start with something easier so we don't know each other and blah blah blah. So, I guess we can plan for that if that's what y'all want to do.
This why you such good boss, Kit.
Yeah, what does the party know about trolls? Does anyone have a knowledge local they can give me so I can...
They smell funny.
Hold, please.
Very good. Let me look at what you know about trolls. Yes, you know about trolls, and the... you can ask me anything specifically you want to know, but the big thing you know with that knowledge check is they are known for recovering from their injuries quite quickly, unless you inflict them with some acid or fire, which perhaps is one of your specialties. But you also know that if you are the source of their weakness, they may go after you or seek you out to take you out first, unless you all have some means of
They
fire.
no have a chance. I cut down first. You fire, I cut. Cauldron the wounds.
Cauldron the wounds.
Right? That word?
Cauterize.
Too much word.
I'll repeat it in Orcish.
Fire burn?
That doesn't help her.
If you are set on dealing with the troll, you will know the main troll that you're dealing with. There's only one. But their camp has a goblin druid that is the other noteworthy enemy in this fray. Let me double check if there's any other
It's a
noteworthy...
shame that the goblins participating, but
Yes, you will know.
maybe
So
their
this
own
is...
will.
I guess this is a good conversation to come up as you're reading the details on this scroll that Ronald's given you once you told him about what you want to deal with the troll. How do you want to, I guess as a party you should decide, how do you want to deal with the goblins and orcs that you may face? They are likely working against their will, as in they're told you are defending this camp, if you don't, you die. Or they may just be doing it out of their own free will. There's no way to tell unless you can somehow try to talk to them or figure that out before. But that may be difficult. I guess, what's the plan? You walk into the camp, you see them there, do you attack, you try to talk? I guess you guys should figure out what's your plan to deal with your fellow goblin or orcs that may be either allies or against their will.
Cut them down until they learn.
Let's start with the non-goblin.
What? You cut out.
Let's start with the non-goblins and orcs when possible.
I cut down all that attack. They attack us, I cut down. Then they run.
Maybe slow down and listen first.
Okay. I listen.
Attack the trolls first.
If I see troll, yes.
You don't just attack anything you see.
I attack thing, attack me.
Okay, just wait for my green light, okay?
There'll be time for chopping afterwards. You don't have to kill all the way, just incapacitate.
Very inefficient. In clap, things get up. You got to cut so they no more get up.
In clap?
However you say word. In cap.
Sorry, Thunders.
Is too many word.
If you knock something down, it might get back up.
Yes. That one, no.
I mean, I don't really care either way. I don't particularly want to kill orcs and goblins, but if they won't back down, I'm not going to let them take my life either.
So the specifics, this is the camp that they have the most details on, because it's the closest. There is only one troll. They know of one goblin druid, and then there's 5 to 10 lower goblins below that. So just like goblin archers or warriors. But there's only one spellcaster, one troll, and 5 to 10 other assorted goblins. No, they haven't seen any orcs here. This is all that's in this camp. And they have, if possible, they want you to recover supplies that were stolen from the mine, if they haven't ravaged them or shipped them off somewhere else. But they allegedly have a lot of supplies from the mine, some mined iron and stuff like that they stole. And of course, Ronald wants you to get more knowledge, what's going on, if you can, figure out any links to where this is coming from, or if there's any other leads from this place. I can type those details if you guys want as well, if you need a reminder, but it's fairly limited. So yeah, your options before you are you can do more scouting of the area if you want, but they're pretty confident that's all you'll run into, like a 80 to 90% confidence. And the other areas are less confident, so in terms of how difficult they are to get close to the rock giant nearby, that camp, they are like 75% sure what's there, and the stone giant, they're like 50-50 what's there.
Shooting for tiny humans. We go. Fight them, right? Cut them down.
Chop chop.
Why you shake head? Ara.
So, how do we want to try and prepare?
I sharpen axe.
Supplies?
I can I was going to look into making some potions.
You make drinks?
She loves
magic
drinks.
Yes, I need magic drinks. Out of magic drinks. Haven't had in a long time. I got lots of mun.
And I assume you share the detail of them being weak to acid or fire.
Yes, I do. I'll ask if anyone else has any questions about trolls, since you said we had... How many questions do we have?
You technically have one question about, like if you want, like, AC and stuff like that. But in general, you can know, like, the ecology of trolls or any general information. But if you want, like, you have one specific question, you can ask for mechanics.
We know they're, weak to it was fire and acid.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all want to know?
I mean, I don't have anything specifically, but that's why I was opening it up to you guys.
The die's 2 cuts. I don't need more answers.
Do you want to think about, like, what time of day we want to go? Does everyone have dark vision?
I have dark
Yes.
vision.
Do trolls
good
have dark
sniffer.
vision?
Yes, that doesn't have to be your one question. In general, you know that they are mechanically large, so they're bigger than you guys, and they have dark vision and scent. I can sniff you out.
I sniff them out.
True.
First, I sniff faster. Stronger.
I'm
You
having
also-
a hard time coming up with questions on the spot.
Yeah, if no one has any questions, I'll just give you what I think is the most important. You know that they you likely only speak giant. They may speak common. It will depend on the giant or the troll in this case. If you guys have no questions, I'll just give you the one question to be their attack capabilities. You can expect them to have a bite and 2 claws if you let them get a full round of attacks. And because they're large, they'll have a 10-foot reach. If they hit you with both claws, they'll get an extra rend damage. Their attacks are being thrown at a +8. And their damage is a D8, claws are a D6. And they'll be modified by their strength. And they are quite strong.
I can make people bigger.
That good.
You want to be bigger?
You make me same size, I cut faster.
Wait. Same size?
Same size it.
Oh, that's the trolling me.
If we equal size, it not fair fight.
I admire her confidence.
You admire more than confident.
Save it for the tent, you guys.
So, since you gave us information, now I can't ask a question, right?
Well, what's your question? What would you ask?
How hard is it to kill them in terms of, like, do they take a lot of hits to come down, i.e. HP?
It will depend on the troll. You're told that this one is weaker, is not too difficult, so you would expect it to be... let's see, what's its hit dice? And let me compare it to you guys. I'm just going to give you like a general answer to give you a ballpark. Which one of you have the highest HP? What's all your HPs?
56.
Oh, damn.
Before I turn on
22.
rage.
So you would
Pretty
expect...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, looking at your friend Oz, you can tell that the troll would be, on average, a little hardier than her,
Okay.
but not as deadly, clearly.
No, not as deadly.
They're not known to be too difficult to hit, so their main difficulty in killing trolls is if you aren't prepared to deal with their regeneration, which it sounds like you guys are well suited to do. Unless you want your only source to be Dot. Do any of you else have any other fire or acid? Worst case scenario, because let's say Dot gets taken out or something, knocked out. Do you guys have a backup plan? Do you want a backup plan?
I've got the ability to do strength damage, potentially.
That will severely cripple them as well. But their Dot knows that they are fierce creatures. They will not stop attacking until they die. So you could strength damage it to render it less deadly, but it won't give up. You know what I mean? Fire will definitely kill them, though.
Is there some kind of fire acid item that we could get to apply to our weapons? I guess just throw at them if needed.
Yeah, I mean, you could simply bring torches with you, and once you've rendered it unconscious, just put your torches on it and burn it.
You just keep chopping.
True. Or you could just keep chopping forever and ever.
And then put in stew. I bet not regenerate in stew.
I think that it needs to be like, char grilled.
Oh, I don't have grill.
Don't encourage her. If she...
I put on spit. Rotate.
Rotisserie.
No.
It's untight. I like this idea.
I was thinking more along the lines of, like, is there, like, some kind of acid I could put on my weapon?
There might be something like that, but there also is just a simple, you can get like an acid flask, I think, and you can just like throw it at it too if you wanted, or drop it on it eventually. I think they're pretty cheap. Let's see.
There's also weapon blanches.
I was gonna say, couldn't I make an acid?
Maybe. It's an alchemical weapon. They cost 10 gold to buy, but I don't know if you have any ability to make them. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I have craft alchemy.
Oh, each of these can be made with craft alchemy skill. Yeah. You can make it, apparently.
And it's a DC 15.
Oh, there you go. What can you just make it, or I guess you make it at half the cost or something, I assume, or does it say?
That's what I'm looking up right now.
Yeah, there's also a thing called Trollbane Blanche that can be made, which is
What's a
basically something
blanch?
you pour it over your weapon.
That's the kind of thing I was imagining.
Okay, yeah, I can price that out for you. It gives you the formula how to make it. It's very low cost. We can figure that out later. If that's what you want to even do, if you want to make some of these.
How long do you think it would take you?
They take... Depends how many she wants to make. But it looks like it makes... Depends on the cost. And it depends how well your check is, how fast you can make it. But
So many dependencies, John.
Typically, it's like a week. She can make a
Oh,
bunch.
that's a long time.
Depends on her check. So, like, if it, let's say you just wanted to make 2, and she does like a really good check, we can just say she does it in like a day or 2. But if you want to make like 10, and her check is just passed, then it'll take like the full week. And these are not time sensitive things. These things are obviously the quicker you do it, the better. Less things are happening, but there's not like, oh, if you don't do it by this day, something really bad happens. Things are just
I
casually
don't understand
happening.
why we waiting. We have fire. I have axe. You have axe. She have fist. He have fist. We good. All boxes check.
Have a little patience.
I want
Do you think
cut.
you could go chop down a tree? Do you think you could make up a couple of those?
Yeah.
Got a tree. You wasted my axe.
No, a tree is useful. Then we can make fire with it.
This axe not for tree.
Fine, use a different axe.
I know have tree axe.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Well, yes. I know have tree axe. Personal problem.
Alright, so I do have a portable alchemy lab, so that'll give me a +1 circumstance bonus on craft alchemy checks.
Alright, yeah, so I kind of have the formula here, so if you want to just give me the check, we can figure out how long... Well, how many do you want to make?
How many are you wanting, Katara?
Maybe let's just do 2.
Okay, we'll do 2. Oh, why?
Oh, no!
John's got the hacks on.
Wah, wah.
So let's see what happens when you get a nat 1. I don't think it's a failure or anything. If you fail the check by 4 or less, which you didn't, I think you're within 3. So you're fine.
Oh, the lab didn't, like, explode. Okay.
So you multiply. Oh yeah, you only have to pay 1/3 of the item's price for the raw materials. So that times the raw materials. Very cheap.
I also have a trait that helps with that.
Oh, what's your trait?
Okay, there we go.
Hedge Magician. Whenever you craft a magic item, you do well. This is a mundane item, unfortunately. It's not magical. If the result times the DC doesn't equal the price.
Oh, and this, I guess, should be figured into it as well.
Oh.
So I have a +3 on my craft alchemy check.
Oh, that's not in there? That was not in there?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. So it'll take you about a week, but you can get 2 of these flasks made. During that week, you guys can yourselves with the new city, the new layout, the new structure as it's being formed. Anything else you guys want to do while she's crafting these flasks? And you can deduct 4 silver pieces off your sheet.
I also was wanting to make potions. Now, it said as long as the potions are less than 250 GP, it should only take about 2 hours.
Okay, yeah. That's fine.
So I was going to make some cure potions for everybody.
Perfect.
I was thinking, do we want to go back?
I'll pay for the acid flask.
What was that, Michelle?
Do we want to get a bag for storing stuff?
A bag of holding, probably.
Anyone got leftover cash for a bag of
I
holding?
can contribute some money towards, and then I can put on backpack.
I already have a handy haversack, but
Probably want bigger bags though for bigger things, right?
sure.
How much is it?
Bag of holding. Unless you guys want to barter. Market price for one is 22,500 gold.
I will barter. I will use my 1 daily time of intimidate as diplomacy.
Oh. And, 1 times per day can be treated as diplomacy. Interesting. So, what gives you that?
Let me see.
It's a trait that you have.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's like, are you still intimidating them, or am I taking it as like you're actually being diplomatic, but just able to use your skill? I'm just curious for the role play. What is actually happening?
The trait is called Instant Friendship.
Instant friendship. Instant friendship. Once per day, you use this ability after making the check, but before the GM has revealed the result. If you continue threatening the target after making the check automatically fails. Okay, so you actually are threatening them, but it will be treated for diplomacy purposes to change their attitude and stuff like this. Okay, interesting. Alright, so you walk into Magic Shop and Rachel, and give me some intimidation as you kind of get your hands on the table, and he tells you, it's a human, and he says, it's about 2,500 for that bag of holding? And you have a look of...
No, I think about 1,500 is what it costs.
That's your intimidation? He's not very intimidated by that. Intimidate me.
John, it's past my bedtime. It's hard to be intimidated. I'm like...
Alright. A little intimidating.
Hold on, I'm trying to summon it.
Okay.
Think of Narissa. Think
If
of
you
how...
know what's good for you, it'll be 1,500. You don't want any problems, right?
No. He looks down and
We'll
around.
spread good news about your business. Don't worry.
Right. I thought once your kind was free, you were peaceful people, but maybe not. Here. I don't want any trouble.
This is very peaceful. I'm not sure what you're talking.
Of course. Just 1,000 gold, if that's not a trouble for the bag.
1,000. I'll be generous. 1,000. Thanks.
Oh, you are so kind. And he hands the bag over with a trembling hand, and we'll not count the coin in front of you, but we'll proceed to counting once you leave.
I paid for it, so.
Okay.
How much do I need to hand over?
I already paid for it. I don't mind.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You can carry it, though.
You got Katara's bag of holding.
I
If
will
you guys
put a
want,
bag of holding on here.
yeah, do you guys want a party sheet, or do you guys just want to manage it yourselves, or do you want a communal?
I'll manage
sheet?
it. It might as well be on my sheet. That way, if
Okay.
something happens to me, they'll have to remember to grab it manually.
All right. So, out of character, you guys are set on doing this troll thing. Anything you guys want to note before we close out here?
I need to probably do another craft alchemy for the potions. Is that right?
I thought you auto got those with the. Let's see.
Let's see.
No, you don't technically auto get them. The DC's low enough that it's almost an auto. I think, especially if she has enough stats for it. But
I was wanting to make 2 potions for each person.
Okay, for now, just take them. I'll look into the mechanics behind it, and we'll figure that out for
Okay.
next time.
All right.
I don't want to drag us out for that. Any other things we want to note before we close out?
Should we put 2 potions each on our sheet?
Yes. You can add your potions to your sheets.
It's Cure Lightwing.
If anyone
I can
needs
pull it.
help.
I would ask if I can pay you more and have you make moderates instead if you have moderates.
I don't have that one yet.
Okay.
Can you make a big one?
Just
I
like 2
paid
cure lights and pour them in.
Large.
It's like a 5-hour energy, okay? You just...
Can't get my item compendium to open.
Yeah, if anyone can figure it out, we can quickly do it before next session. Anything else anyone wants to note before I close this out here?
So what can you go?
Oh!
What?
Actually, if... just while we're on the topic, I can actually learn Cure Moderate if I get a scroll of it or something like that. I can actually learn it.
So maybe you could buy a scroll. Do you have enough money for that?
I think so. Let me see.
Oh, I meant Akazura was offering to pay for
I will give you 20 platinum. Go buy scroll.
Then I will.
Do you
I
auto
need
learn it?
survive.
Do
And
you
make
auto
strong as you can.
Do you auto learn the scroll, or do you need to make a check?
I believe I just auto learn, but I want to double check.
I thought it was similar to wizards.
I
but
think
maybe
it's
not.
still the same as wizard, but the check is like ultra low, so it's basically unfailable.
Yeah, and you can take 10 on it. So I just don't know what your spellcraft is or whatever.
An alchemist can also add a formulae to the book, just like a wizard adds spells to their spell book using the same costs and time requirements.
Yeah, so I think it's like spell DC is like 20 plus spell level or something.
Okay.
Let me double check.
No, I don't think for learning it's even that much, I thought.
Maybe it's 15. I forgot. What is the DC? What is the DC? 15 plus spell level.
Okay. Is that a spellcraft check?
Yes.
Okay.
You can take 10 on it, though. Do you auto-pass with taking 10?
15. Yeah, let's see. That would be 17. Yeah, if I take 10, I'll auto-pass.
Perfect. So you can auto-learn it, and you can add that to your formulae book.
All right.
Don't deduct any cost for it yet. I'm going to figure that out, because Ronald will get you a discount to get that spell if you need it.
Okay.
But I don't know what the price will be just yet. So I'll just make a note.
I mean, Rommel's right here. Curious.
True. Ronald will be helping you guys out with discounts and stuff if it's for like the help, like cure spells and stuff like that. If it's like directly, easily identifiable that this is going to help you, he will give you discounts on stuff and like that. But anything else that I need to worry about?
To be clear, 2 cure life potions for the rest of us, except Oz, who's getting the
You're moderate.
Okay.
Unless you guys want cure mods, you can ask for those, because it looks like Dot can make those now.
Yeah, the thing is, I think you guys are basically largely going to drink out of combat. The goal is I should be dealing enough damage that things need to take me down or die. And you guys should be like adding supplemental damage to make sure that they fall down after my initial hits. Or if I don't hit them, that you guys, sweep up the message. I need the bigger ones because I need to stay up. They need to feel like I am a problem to be dealt with. And if you're evasive enough, Michelle, and if Whitney doesn't go down in just a couple of hits, then they'll probably stick to the plan of trying to take me down. That's my assumption as far as how I think the party would work.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I will close the stream. GG's, everyone. Good first session.
G first. G.
GG. Good
Thank
night.
you.